Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another Ben 10 Omniverse reaction for you guys. This is Season 2, Episode 9. Of course, we'll not know the title until I get into the episode. Ben 10 Theorist also put in the title Part 1 after Season 2, Episode 9. So, a two-parter to wrap up Season 2. Why not? Hey, I don't care. That's awesome, because two-parters, for the most part, from Ben 10 have been pretty damn cool. So, I'm excited to see what happens here. So, last episode was overall interesting, but let's be honest. It was chaos. The return of Julie on the redesign, but then we got to see all these other love interests in the episode, which was insane. Princess Luma was there. What was her name? Esther, whatever. I forget her other name. The girl, of course, the underground and everything, and now she's like really smitten with Ben, and they walk off together. I actually love Mr. Smoothie because Julie actually doesn't. Julie has a boyfriend. He's a photographer. A lot of layers, a lot of craziness. The main points are this. One, we got to see Ship merge with Julie and take on Princess Luma. And Princess Luma has now just gave up on pursuing Ben as a partner, and the marriage or whatever, the engagement is off, which is good for Ben. He really wasn't thinking of it too much until all of a sudden this, kind of occurred. Is this also implying that Ben is now with Esther I don't know. I mean, because Julie clearly is not going to go back to Ben and all that. And we got to see something, and there's a lot of comments about last episode in terms of there's a lot of people, I guess, mad at the episode when it originally aired, or just fans in general in the Ben 10 community really don't like that episode because of, I guess, how Ben and Julie kind of broke off, because that whole flashback where he was just like playing his game and he's saying this stuff and she's taking as, oh, he's leaving me, but he's actually talking about a video game, so miscommunication. But I get it. Like, I understand, like, why the writers maybe wanted to do this, because they're trying to, because Omniverse obviously going a little bit of a different direction in terms of tone and story. And where does Julie fit into all this? I mean, they could have found a way to make it work. Granted, they could have. I'm not saying that there's no way they could have done it. Like, there's a way they could have made Julie work in the show. But I get it. He's been smitten with her since Alien Force. That was 2 entire shows. So maybe they were like, let's just go in a different direction. And, he's not going to have maybe a girlfriend per se. But I don't know. I'm just speaking out my ass. I have no fucking clue. I have no clue. But it was just chaos. Just chaos. It would have been even more funny for some reason. Gwen and Kevin showed up in that episode, which would have been like, okay, what the fuck? Like, it was already insane enough, but, they limited it out. They didn't go too far. Even though Esther assumed that that Julie and her new boyfriend were Kevin and Gwen, which that was funny. So overall, great episode. I'm excited to see what happens here. We have part 1, of course, so who knows what's going to happen here, but I'm excited to get into now. So without further ado, let's get into now. Let's go.
Behold, Omniverse.
Oh.
Indeed, the Galvin race might never
have flashback.
But for a freak asteroid collision.
The sound of Galvin brilliance.
They're just walking in there.
That luck is about to run out.
Oh shit.
You there, step away from the fossil.
Soon the entire
He's a kid and he wants to have fun. But when you need a superhero, he gets the job done.
Ben 10. Oh, okay, we're back here.
This patrol is a really yawn fest. We have been partners for a while now, yet we barely know the first thing about one another.
Oh,
what do you want to know?
Let's talk.
Favorite color, favorite food? I did notice one omission in your files that piqued my curiosity.
What?
Tell me about feedback. That book's closed, and I don't want to talk about it.
Why do we want to talk about feedback? What the hell? We're getting to flashbacks, so I don't care.
Could really use Accelerate for this one, Ben.
Oh, yes.
Way ahead of you, Grandpa. How are you supposed to catch a turbocharged getaway car with a living extension cord, doofus?
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
I would very much like to see this feedback form of yours, Ben. Why will you not show him to me? Non-water hazard.
He's not gonna get it. Exactly.
You know Omnitrix.
Yeah, just absorb the fire. I mean, that's a way to do it.
You there!
Yeah, why did he leave? What's going on?
Go away! You ruined Tesla's new business venture!
Wait, what new business venture?
Attention citizens.
Oh my gosh.
Barbecue! Can't you read?
Barbecue. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy. That's not working. What?
Let go!
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't need your help! I know you're a busy Galvin, first thinker Azimuth. But given the evidence that he was here...
Curious.
Oh, shit.
Dr. Psychobos, I'm about to
Psychobos.
prove the undisputed. Does it look at all familiar? How many centuries did it take you to perfect your greatest invention?
Not bad for a cheap knockoff.
Oh, shit. That was good.
Always boasted that you.
Ooh.
Psychobos, stop this
Psychobos.
nonsense.
That's Dr. Psychobos.
I concede that I don't care, Psychobos.
I don't
concede
care.
that proving which species is smarter. Did you think to prevent me from teleporting anyone in?
Oh, shit. Oh, Ben. Oh, perfect.
My ultimate prey, Ben Tennyson,
Ben Tennyson.
is now trapped in this arena.
Okay, boys, you gotta fight. Oh, shit. Slide under. Oh, watch where you're going. That alien design is pretty cool, I gotta say. Oh. Oh, yeah. I bet he's gonna have to use feedback.
I must stop the hunter who controls
Yes.
the Omnitrix with his whistling.
Oh, is that all?
Ooh, good choice.
Predators to match my prey.
Careful. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Careful, careful.
I really think we ought to help Ben.
You're going to argue.
Did he make a
with his
lightsaber?
mind in 3.
Oh, he's gonna eat him. Oh my gosh, that is smart. That is smart. That is smart. Yeah.
Stop these foolish games and concentrate on asthma.
He's taking the collar off. Oh,
And I will force you to cooperate.
shit. See, villains. Oh, uh-oh. Turn him back. Oh, crap.
As smart as you claim to be, Psychobos. I'm sure you knew that already.
I'm sure the greatest intellect in the universe can outwit his mindless natural predator.
He's gone. Wow.
Dr. Psychobos is teamed up with Kyber. What do you mean, we?
Even with your human brain's limited capacity.
What?
I can't imagine how the three of you managed to get past the Galvan planetary defenses.
I am part of Plumber Special Forces. All of our ships have
That's
Galvan
why he-
security codes.
I'm gonna kill him.
That's enough, boy. You don't want a repeat of what happened to Feedback.
And what exactly happened to Feedback? He just felt different. Better. Like he was part of me.
Azimuth, what are you doing here?
We need to talk to you about Feedback. If you keep overusing the conductoid DNA, it will have a detrimental effect on your ability to control other forms.
You made them say that, didn't you, Gwen? Because you're so jealous you can't turn into aliens like me.
You
What?
honestly think Azimuth would listen to me or anyone else?
Ooh.
You
Get to see
think the
Gwen's
world
powers.
you're
Love
gonna
it.
mess with again.
What goes around comes around.
Careful.
Excellent suggestion.
Oh. Oh my god.
I think turn of events.
What?
If I am not mistaken, this
Oh, he killed Feedback.
to destroy him with his most precious creation.
You want it so bad.
He's crying. Oh shit. Oh my god, dude.
Though we thought Malware was destroyed.
What?
As
What the fuck? What in the hell was that ending? Was that their moon or something exploding above them? Like, what the fuck? And then you end on that note? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. The opening of the episode gave no indication, like the very beginning, gave no indication of how crazy this episode was going to be, because you have like some sort of like museum tour, and all of a sudden there's Malware, Dr. Psychobos or whatever that alien is. Like, it's funny how they got away with, like, he talks but his mouth doesn't move, his facial expressions never really change, so they were able to get away animation wise for him. But anyways, and of course, and Malware, they're there and they get the DNA of the actual predators of Azimuth's Azimuth species. And it's like, okay, holy shit, that is a big turn, because now they're going after Azimuth and all of his kind, and, you know, the predators, you know, of his species died out all this time ago and everything, so it was getting bad. I love how there was just so many, like, big moments in this episode, because number one, they addressed the fact that, I never really think about it too much, there's a reason, and a pretty good story reason, why feedback is not in the present time. Like, why Ben is not using this present time alien when he was showcased, you know, age 11 and everything, and he came across this new alien feedback. He became obsessed with it, and they actually finally tell the story of why. And I never really thought about that. Like, yeah, Ben's not used that during the present time of the show. It's only in the flashbacks. Now we know why, and we'll get to that in a second. We also get to the fact that there's this, like, this is the whole plan. There's a reason why Malware wasn't really doing too much in terms of, like, it was just all about a distraction episodes back, stealing the information to bypass all the security on Azimuth's homeworld to then get to the point where they're able to get the DNA and all that kind of stuff. So there's a reason why Malware was doing all this. Now, there's something else too that ties into the actual, like, feedback situation. Ben gets really emotional. He's crying at one point during the whole fight with Malware, which was surprising. And even with, like, Rook even addressing it earlier, which made sense because eventually we're going to hear the story of what happened to feedback. But Rook and Ben are, you know, everyone's like, you know what? Like, I know a lot about you. Like, I've read your file and everything, but I really don't know too much, like, personal stuff, even though there's personal stuff he actually knows. But it really ties into, they're still trying to build this bond between these two characters, because, let's be honest, Ben is not really used to Rook still. Like, Ben was still in the mindset of, like, when he first got the Omnitrix, Grandpa Max, and Gwen. And we're seeing these flashbacks continue still. And, of course, we had an entire original show that started this whole thing with those three. And then you had Alien Force, Ultimate Alien with Ben, Gwen, Kevin, and occasionally Grandpa Max, and other people involved in the mix, too. And now he's working with a brand new person that he's trying to teach Earth lingo and trying to, like, find a way to work with him, but they're still having issues, and there's still those problems where Ben's not really being open with him, and I understand why. And so when we finally get to that story, I think it's something that needed to be addressed, because Azimuth's like, well, you know, this whole feedback thing. And Rook's like, wait a minute, you know about this too? What is going on with the feedback situation? I was not expecting the direction they were going to take it, because it's pretty emotional. It got dark because Malware showed up when Ben's having an intervention, with Azimuth there too, and Ben and Gwen, of course, in the flashback. Did I say that right? Azimuth, Grandpa Max, and Gwen to Ben. Yeah. Wait, did I say that right in terms of the intervention? I almost said come to Jesus meeting. The intervention. He's obsessed with feedback, and we were actually seeing that in the flashbacks quite a bit too. He was using feedback quite a bit in those flashbacks, so it makes sense that there's a story purpose why they keep doing more of that in the flashbacks for feedback appearances, so that this makes more sense. He is addicted. He's basically just using this alien so much that they're like, look, if you keep using this alien and the powers he has, you're going to not be able to control your other alien species who have the ability to turn into, like, it's going to basically alter you. It's going to alter the Omnitrix. And then, of course, here is Malware showing up. We get to see a little bit of Gwen using her powers, a little bit. And Malware does something I don't think they've ever done in the show, ever. We've seen instances, like in the case of in the original series, Ghost Freak, because he basically became self-aware and everything, he got out of the Omnitrix. But Malware ripped apart feedback and Ben, separated. And then Malware basically takes control and basically vaporizes feedback, kills him. And that explains why Ben cannot use him, because he actually can't use him. And so what does Ben do? Ben completely loses it. He's crying. And in that shot, I was not prepared for that Ben crying shot. Runs and throws his fist into Malware's body and basically overloads him. They thought they killed Malware. And that shows that Ben murdered a villain. He straight up murdered a villain. I don't think we've ever seen that before in the show, like to this extent. And there was people telling me that back, I guess, during the finale of Ultimate Alien with Vilgax, that I guess an original outline of a script or something had it to where they were going to kill Vilgax there. Like Ben was going to actually kill him, but I don't know if Cartoon Network made a change or they made a change, but there was a change somewhere. And so I hope that's true, because that's very fascinating for me in terms of like, they were thinking of killing Vilgax in Ultimate Alien. Like, that would have been ballsy to do, but okay. But they didn't do it. So, interesting on that front. Like, they didn't go that direction, but it would have been very, like, crazy if they would have done it. But Ben murdered a villain here at 11. He killed Malware. Well, he thought he did. But in all intents and purposes, for years, Ben assumed that Malware was dead. Maybe that's why his response was the way it was episodes back, where I was even questioning. The response he has when he sees Malware, he's genuinely scared. Now it makes sense, because he thought he was dead. And he's back somehow. I'm hoping they explain how he's back, or like how he didn't actually die. Maybe they won't. Maybe it's not that important. But I think it kind of is, especially when you're so Ben, all emotional, just slamming his fist with the Omnitrix into Malware's body, overloading him with the power and everything of the Omnitrix. Crazy. The whole sequence of where Azimuth brought them into that like room was funny as hell, in terms of like just using that machine to basically the Omnitrix motion, the machine to bring them in, which was pretty funny. And seeing all the variety of aliens that, you know, Kyber's dog was turning into. And honestly, at first, when he is out of bone using that machine or whatever, Azimuth, to make the whistle, it looked like a lightsaber at first. It's like, did you just make a lightsaber for, like, wait, what's happening? It's a whistle to basically just throw off the dog so many different times. And Kyber abandoned his best friend, or abandoned his companion. He abandoned him. And with Kyber and Dr. Psychobos, or whatever the fuck, I have the voice got spoiled over, because that name just throws me off every single time. Dr. Psychobos, the fact they turn on each other is not surprising in the least, because villain teams never work. I was saying this back, because remember, like, I think the first time I really said it on video was way back in the day of Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, because I think it was during Season 2, there's a team up of villains, right? And I've always said, and it was really apparent in that episode, or in that arc, and eventually got to the point where those team of villains were all starting to turn on each other and fight each other, and all shit went to hell. Because villains can't team up and work together. They can, but it's never going to go well. It never ends well. So, once again, we had 3 villains who had different, like, you know, objectives. Because Dr. Psychobos, he doesn't really give a shit about Ben. He doesn't care. Yeah, the Omnitrix, whatever. I made a superior version. Kyber's like, look, my ultimate prey is Ben Tennyson. Azimuth, that's your thing. And Malware has his own separate thing, too. So they all found some sort of common ground at some point, but it was going to turn, and eventually it did. That's why Kyber abandoned him, because he's like, I don't give a shit. Hey, it's unfortunate he left his buddy, his dog, but at the same time, you know, he has his own shit he has to do. And Malware wasn't in the episode past the point, like, he was done. He wasn't showing himself, because he's clearly destroying a moon or destroying whatever the fuck that was above their planet, so it's not good. So yeah, that was part 1. Wasn't expecting that final shot, but my god, they ended on a crazy note. This show just continues to surprise me. It really does, because you never know what you're going to get with Omniverse. And hey, round of applause for that, because you just never know. I'm expecting a crazy wrap up of this season, because the way this episode just kept progressing and getting crazier and more insane with the action and all the aliens and everything, and the reveal of feedback. I'm expecting a crazy wrap up of season 2, and I really hope that's the case, because normally part 1s of 2-parters are all build up to some crazy shit that's going to pay off in part 2. Well, there's a lot of stuff that went down in this episode specifically, so I don't know. I'm just hoping that they find a way to maybe hopefully top it, because this part 1 was pretty damn good. So anyways, guys, what do you guys think of the episode? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What you guys thought about this episode, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.